Today, we are covering an instrument that was invented in Honolulu by a Portuguese man who was by the name Manuel Nunes. He arrived in Hawaii August 23rd, 1879 with his friends to tend the sugarcane fields of Honolulu. More on the ukulele later. The dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies was popular at the time because it used an instrument that Russia has never heard before in their opera. We are going to use the uke to contrast a Russian composer from the late 1800s. Here is a Christmas classic from the Nutcracker. How the dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies has this awesome bell chime-like sound. It was because Tchaikovsky used a celesta, which he got from Paris, to perform in his musical. And this is still to date the most popular song using that instrument. And this is why I used a ukulele, a really soft, pleasant sound to try to imitate what a celesta might sound like, but if it was Spanish instead of French. Manuel Nunes didn't innovate the uke on his own. In Portugal, there was already a 4-string instrument that was very similar. And even though we might think of this as an American instrument, because it was invented in Hawaii. It was invented in Hawaii during the times that it was still owned by Spain, and the Spanish-American War hadn't even happened for another 19 years until after Manuel Nunes got to Hawaii. He was the first Russian composer to have mainstream success. Tchaikovsky, born in 1840 through 1893. He came to America in the 1890s, where he composed many of his famous works, including the Nutcracker, when in fact, a lot of Russian natives weren't particularly fond of his music because he used so many out-of-culture references. So much so that his music would be classified as a strong European blend with a twist of Russian. Even though he had reached musical success later in his years, Tchaikovsky was brilliant in music even as a child. He mastered 2 languages and was able to sight read music better than his music teacher by the age of 8 years old. As a professor in college at 25, he had a part-time job as a music critic. This allows us some wonderful insight to what Tchaikovsky liked as a musician. He wrote articles on how he liked Beethoven. He wrote about how he didn't like Brahms, and he was also very disappointed with Russian opera during his lifetime. So now I'm using Yousician to perform this song, and what's awesome about it is it's in an odd time signature. It's in 2/4, which is what gives it that ballet feel. Super awesome, but it is a weird song to feel out, and because I'm using this app, it makes it super easy to nail the timing. And not only that, but to pick out the melody would be incredibly hard, and Yousician has done all the labor for you and made it so you can just basically crap music. It's fantastic. I highly suggest you trying out Yousician. They have plenty of instruments. You can learn ukulele, guitar, bass, and even vocals. I got mine on Black Friday for under $100. A lot of boutique pedals cost as much. And Yousician, off sale, cost about $180 for a year subscription, and that is still a really good deal. Alright friends, if you enjoyed this content on Tchaikovsky, the ukulele, or Yousician, watch this video, watch more that I have just like it, and ring the bell when you subscribe.